Willie D. Live.
What's up, family? Imagine you're at home minding your own business when you hear a knock at the door. You go check it out, you don't see anybody through the peephole. You go back to minding your business. You hear another knock at the door, and you peep out, you don't see anybody. So you go retrieve your gun. Your legally owned gun. And you hear another knock, and then you go to the door, and somebody finally yells out, "Police." You open the door with your gun in your hand, but your gun is pointed down to the ground. The barrel of the gun is pointed at the ground. The police officer sees that you're holding a gun and immediately yells for you to put the gun down. Back up. But don't even give you time to comply. Just start shooting. Would that be justified in your opinion? I mean, if it happened to you. Because sometimes we say, well, what if it happened to your cousin? What if it had been your brother? What if it be your daddy? What if it was you? Would that be cool? And I'm talking to everybody. You know damn well it wouldn't be cool. So that's what happened to Roger Fortson. The dude was an airman. The dude is in the military. The dude is working for our country. You know how they like to brag about the servicemen and the women and talk about veterans and all of this stuff and how they love the veterans. They don't give a damn about you. Understand that. And no amount of law abiding can save you. That's right, because some of y'all think, well, as long as I'm obeying the law, I'm good. Nothing will ever happen to me because I obey the law. You can obey the law. You can comply and still die. That's what some of y'all don't get. And that's what they bank on to continue to move in the way that they move. These uncivilized mutts run rampant throughout law enforcement all over America. The reason why they do is because you have uncivilized mutts who have given them immunity. I'm talking about your politicians, but I'm also talking about the people who blindly support law enforcement. See, I can support law enforcement, but not blindly. If I see a strike, I'm gonna call it a strike. I see a ball, I call it a ball. I'm not giving nobody a break, but I'm also not going to go out of my way to criticize anybody just for the sake of criticizing them. This guy right here, in this case, this cop, he need to be gone. They put him on suspended leave with pay. So Roger's family, who live in Florida, who lives in the county that he got shot in, are still paying this sucker's salary. Think about that. They're paying for him to continue his lifestyle as they investigate the shooting incident involving their loved one. Absolutely amazing. Amazing. Family, these cops ain't gonna slow down until something happened to them. And I'm talking about where it's a domino effect and they can't stop it. Because right now, they got this thing going on where, they know they're the biggest gang in America and they're backed by the biggest union or the most powerful union in America, police unions. They're the most powerful. Police unions are so powerful that mayors, a lot of these mayors, they punk the mayors. The mayor is supposed to hire the police chief in most situations and tell the police chief, direct the police chief. The police chief is supposed to report to the mayor. But most of these mayors ain't got no power over their police chiefs. None whatsoever. Essentially, they're powerless. And the unions, a lot of these unions have police officers who were former police officers who are at the head, who have kills under their belt. They've been involved in numerous grievances. They've had a history of bad conduct, and they're right at the top. That's why they're so quick to defend these officers before they even hear all the information, before they hear the evidence. They immediately defend the police officer. They just immediately take the side. Instead of saying, we're investigating, we'll get back with you on what our position is. They immediately, always take the side of the cop no matter what. This dude shot this man down, didn't even give him time to drop the gun. Didn't give him time to back up. He didn't give his time to step back and say and yell out, And why was he hiding behind, a structure in the first place? When he was knocking on the door, instead of him knocking on the door and presenting himself as a police officer and speaking loud and clearly so the person on the other side of the door can know exactly what they're dealing with, why didn't he do that? Why is he hiding? Knocking on this man's door and hiding. People play like they're cops all the time. People pretend to be cops all the time and do home invasions. Who's to say this wouldn't have been another situation for Roger? We don't know. He didn't know. It's a cold game, man. If the police are so damn scared of guns, why are they walking around with guns? If the police are so afraid of guns, why are these businesses allowed to sell guns in the first place? It's like, yeah, we'll sell you gun. Hey, happy hunting. Then when you get a gun, if the police see you with a gun, and you can be legal. He got a gun, he got a gun, he got a gun. Why? If guns are legal, imagine if all of a sudden they start saying, he got a cell phone, and start shooting. Why is it that they get so excited when they find out somebody have a gun? And then anytime they kill somebody, anytime they wrong somebody, do somebody some harm, anytime they can say he was armed, they love to say armed or unarmed. That is to disarm you. That's to disarm the public. Armed, unarmed, armed, unarmed. They'll throw that out there really quick because we're trained to say, well, if he was armed, then it was justified. If the police shot him, he was armed, justified. But when it comes to civilians, armed and unarmed don't really matter too much because they still put the onus on you to exercise discernment. You still, as a citizen, even if somebody was armed, you can't just be shooting them. But the police, if you're armed and the police shoot you, case closed. If y'all so goddamn scared of guns, outlaw guns in America, period. Just outlaw them all the way. Stop making guns illegal. Stop making guns legal in the United States of America. Just make them illegal. If guns scare you that much, it's like selling somebody alcohol at a bar and then waiting until they pull off out of the parking lot and pull them over. Yes, the damn name outside of the building has bar in it. Neighborhood bar. That lets you know what's going on in there. They're in there drinking. Anybody come out, more than likely is going to have alcohol on their breath. But then they pull you over. And that's a tactic that they still use to this day when they want to shut down certain establishments. That's right, I said it. It's a cold game, man. It's a cold game. Condolences to the family. I hope they get that uncivilized mutt. I hope they get him. But they tend to hide behind that arm thing. If he was armed, it don't matter what the situation was. He can have a gun in the car. A gun could be in the back seat. Gun. Start shooting. Case closed. That has to change. I would be remiss if I didn't say this. When he looked out and he saw that it was a police officer, before he opened that door, he should have put that gun up. He should have put that gun up because he already know how they get down. And furthermore, I'm not opening my door for the police. I'm not opening for the police. I see the police at my door, I'm calling the police. What you here for? You ain't got no reason to be at my door. And I'm gonna tell you something else. This wouldn't have even happened if that fool hadn't gotten off on the floor he was supposed to get off on. Apparently he was responding to a woman's call about a disturbance. She told him to get off on the 4th floor. He got off on the 3rd floor. Had he had enough sense to follow instructions like he demanded Roger do, then none of this would have ever happened. So why is it that he gets grace for not following instructions to the T, but Roger didn't? He wants people to give him grace, but he gave Roger no grace. Yeah, they got to get him. He got to go. R.I.P. Roger Fortson. No more talk.